Hi, everybody. It's Mobb Guppy, where the Guppy is the mob. Welcome to the live stream. As you can see, Bolo's here. He's chilling out. I was doing an event tonight for the office, and I had to speak to a group. Hey, Zen Ginger, you're first in. Welcome. And whoever gave that first like, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. As you can see, I just got home like 10 minutes ago. I gave Bolo a quick walk. Hey, Daryl Deemer, welcome. Welcome to the live stream. Sorry I'm a little late. I was speaking to a group. It was a work-related deal. So I had to go speak to a group. And, I had to be there at 5, and I escaped early. I got out early. I spoke relatively early in the event, but I took some pictures and stuff like that. Will make the boss happy. And aren't we all about making the boss happy? That's why I'm feeding this boss like an iguana. So that's good. So I had a good day in the fish room today. I changed a bunch of water and had fun doing a lot of different things like that. Fed the fish. Um, I'll tell you, bachelor life is that I'm not really all that good at doing like floors and bathrooms and stuff like that. So I hire a house cleaner to come in. You want to get down, Bolo? Okay. Okay, hold on. And as you can see, he's happy I'm home. Uh, he's very happy. So, so I get up early because you gotta clean the house before the house cleaner shows up. You know what I'm saying? And I'd like get out like fish boxes because it's been about 8 weeks. I mean, I've had to cancel them a couple of times because they wanted to do it when there was a fish auction, and then I had something for work, and then Lumpy Dog. That's right. Bolo runs this stream. Right. You want to say hi, Bolo? Come on, say hi. Not spoiled at all. And by the way, for any of you who have dogs and cats, um, I use Bravecto with him. He wants to drink. Um, if you've used Bravecto, it's like a little chewable. It's like 3 months without fleas or ticks. A big thumbs up. So I get that. So here's what's going on in the fish room. Wow, 7 people here, 5 likes already. Thank you guys so much. So I went through, cleaned some stuff out. I don't know how I'm getting all this hair algae. I will tell you this, is that I'm going to have this in a video coming up. My Amica splendens, which I've had in the fish room for probably less than 6 weeks, and I got them. They're really tiny. Well, they're now giving me mating behavior. So I can't really determine who the. Well, I could determine by the dance who the male was, and so there's 8 of them. So my hope is I have at least 3 or 4 females and 1 or 2 males here. So I saw that. I have more guppies than I know what to do with. They're having baby guppy after baby guppy after baby guppy. It's really impressive. So I'm very happy with that. So I've got I ordered a bunch of stuff for the new aquariums I got. I like the filters that have the media at the bottom. Really do well. Yeah, green hair algae. I have not had blackbeard algae yet. I've never had. But the green hair algae is just something. I have a plant in my 55 gallon that is dying and I have gone through the last couple of weeks and painstakingly pulled off the hair algae. And this plant's not doing well. I have a feeling it's gonna croak. So I'm gonna have to really start pulling on that hair algae like there's no tomorrow. Hopefully it'll make a big comeback. I don't know why I have so much of it. It just I feed my aquariums really well, but I also do big water changes. on my guppy tanks, which a couple of them had just a ton of hair algae. I change, close to 50% every week. But I do it at one time. I'm not doing like a drip method or something like that. Perhaps when I buy a house here next year, I'll do that and get that done. But I do big water changes. The fish are happy. They're reproducing. They're doing what they need to do. So I don't know. Just seems to be going through there. Chewy. Yeah, by the way, thanks Chewy, everybody, that we're having a live stream. Chewy was mad and he put a comment in saying that, why don't you do it? And I said, you know what? You're right. I'll do it when I get home from this thing. So, the other thing I wanted to bring up is that it's time change night. For those in the United States of America, and I don't know, hey, my Canadian buddy, Chewy, is tonight the day they do time change tonight, or have already done that? Let me just tell you, I'm against the time change. It's a scam. It doesn't save more energy. It's like the greatest scam in the world. Oh, you guys have already done it in Canada? Yeah, they extended ours a few years ago. I have no idea why. It's just stupid. I want to end the damn thing. I want to end it now. I'm going to start writing my senators and Congress people. I'm going to write the president. End this damn thing. It doesn't help anything. It doesn't. It's just insane. I hate. Yeah, we're not farming. You know why they did this? You know what the real story is behind? Well, there's someone who is like one of the great inventors of all time came up with this concept. It was Ben Franklin, the guy who gave us bifocals, the guy who invented electricity, the guy who was a great newspaper publisher. Ben Franklin was the guy who came up with daylight savings time, and it was his theory that it would save on oil for the lamps. And the oil in lamps at that time was whale oil. We don't use whales for oil anymore, do we? Not so much. So that was sort of the theory behind that. So it's a scam. It's one of the greatest things. I think if Ben Franklin was here today, he'd say it's a bad idea, and it was his idea. So that's sort of the deal there. So here's the deal. I have a dog, as you guys have seen. He's bossy, and yeah, yeah. I'll tell you what is that my nitrates and nitrites are fine. There's not a problem there. I and number two on this hair algae thing, Lumpy Dog. My aquariums would not have the reproduction going on if things were that far out of whack. Just wouldn't. They're reproducing like crazy. So, and the fish are growing and they're very happy. So, yeah, so we no longer use whale oil. And if you actually talk to a farmer, next time, if you ever find yourself around a farmer, ask them what their work hours are. You know what their work hours are? When they get up to when they get to bed. And when they get up is usually because there's a chicken calling out. Oh, Greg Sage is the best. I love me some Greg Sage. That's where I got my Amica Splendens. Absolutely the best. So I'm going through. I'm going to be adding on to my 10-gallon aquariums. I'm waiting for my filters to arrive. I was looking. Again, I'm not going to pay for a 48-inch LED light from Fluval. I'm not going to pay $75 for that. I mean, do you know what, Lumpy Dog? It probably does count as farming, your grow house. So, and we won't bring it up that you have a grow house. unless you're like in California or something where that's all cool, or Colorado. So you're a gentleman farmer with Tegrity Farms. All right. So, hey, Aquafunk, what's up? Fight the power. That's right. So we have, yeah. So it's like my fish are doing really well. I'm getting breeding behavior out of everything. Everybody's doing great. So, and I'm getting hair algae like there's no tomorrow. Now I do feed a lot, but again, I do big water changes. I get in there, I clean stuff out. So again, I don't know what the funky Floridian. It's by the way, for my Florida people, and where's Tampa Tom when we need him? For my Florida people, what the hell goes on in your state? I swear to you, I'm like reading Facebook and I'm reading all sorts of crazy crap, and it all happens in Florida. The crazier the headline, the more likely it is Florida. Why? Can someone explain that to me? I have no understanding. Great fish, great place to retire if you're a fish keeper and keep fish there. I don't understand. So I'm ready to get my new aquariums up and running. You know, I was looking at Beam's work, 48 inch, and I was getting those. It's been a little over a year since I purchased them. I was, yeah, I like fancy platies, Chewy, but I'm not, right now at the point of focusing on them. You know, I think that I like guppies mainly because you can do so much with them. I love fancy platies. I love the fancy swordtails. The fish that I am really tempted to get into, as scary as this may seem, discus. They are awesome, awesome, and just absolutely, yeah. All good articles, yes. Then Ginger today, a Florida man, yes. Florida man or Florida woman. It's guaranteed. So the one I saw today, by the way, about Florida man standing outside the neighbor's house with an air rifle, saying he was going to shoot them all. So the cops get called, surprise. And so they haul this guy down and they're, reading him his rights and all that sort of stuff. Hey, fish room fever. Sorry, I won't tell Chewy you're here. It's the idea here is that um so this guy's in police custody. He tells the cops as soon as he has bond, he's going to go disfigure them, the neighbors. My horse did okay. She didn't finish in the top 4, so she was 6th. But it's okay. It was Breeders' Cup. She's a 2-year-old, so it's only going up from here. And so I think got me. By the way, you know who's the co-owner or the majority owner in this horse? I didn't learn this until yesterday. Eric Johnson, who's a defenseman for the Colorado Avalanche. So I have to hit the hey Ambest Aquatics. I've got to hit Fish Room Fever's next live stream. I've got to go and do that. I've got to go do that. Pleco Whisperer. Hey, how are you doing? Yeah, by the way, Flirting with Disaster by don't tell me, not Motley Crue. It's the Fear of the Reapers, another one of theirs. Um, Molly Hatchet. Molly Hatchet, everybody. And by the way, speaking of that whole southern rock genre. It's 38 Special. Blue Oyster Cult really came from that. Blue Oyster Cult, famous for the cowbell. More cowbell. So it's so that's a lot of fun there. And 38 Special and Blue Oyster Cult a lot like each other. They had a lot of white guys with perms. White guy fro. So a lot of great musicians come from Canada. Think Anne Murray, think Loverboy, think Nickelback. Think what was the name of the woman who was always whining in all of her songs? Alanis Morissette, Canadian. Rush, Canadian. Triumph, another classic rock Canadian trio. A lot of power trios coming from Canada. Yeah, Loverboy. Yeah, they're a heck. And of course, everybody loves Nickelback, don't they? Sum 41 also is a Canuck band. What's the name of the chick who was married to the guy in Sum 41 and the Nickelback guy? Avril Lavigne. Avril Lavigne. She's a Canadian. Cute as a button. She's single. I'm single. And she should have always just been a rock star. She doing pop music. She looked like a pop star. Should have done a rock music. BTO, they're Canucks. And yeah, well, you see, it's the Guess Who's another Canadian group. All right, Zen Ginger. Yes, that's right. Call me, Avril. I'm ready. I'm available. I keep fish. So, Big J's Fish Keeper, welcome. Welcome to the live stream. We're just talking about our wacky Saturdays. Hope you guys got stuff done in the fish room. I've got to figure out. I've got to order the light. I've got to pick up the rack this next week, and I'm going to have one of my coworkers come with me, and because those things weigh a ton, and help me set up. Bob Kaler, how are you? Welcome. Kaler's Aquatics in the house. Good to have you here. So again, the fun of putting up things. I've got to order the heaters, but the filters I got, of course, are from China, and they're supposed to be here right around Thanksgiving. So I think on Thanksgiving weekend, I'm going to be setting up aquariums. And I've got to pull some males out of the swordtail tanks and put them in the 55 to allow them to grow up because they're developing really quick and they're beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I have a question about plastic bags. Anyone? I was sort of hoping Doug Gray would be here of D Gray, the great fish tube channel, does a lot of guppy stuff and axolotls. He has baby axolotls right now. Hey, Raleigh, what's up, Fish Keeping Jamaica? I owe you a video. I'll get that done. I am, I'm interested in. I was looking at bags to buy because I'm going to be really close here to being able to ship guppies, and so I have to figure out which bags to get. So I'll ask Doug Gray when I speak with him next. By the way, I got there was a little crime in my neighborhood. I'm renting a townhouse in an okay neighborhood, but it's next to a bad neighborhood. Next, about block and a half, 2 blocks away, is a hotel, one of those cheap hotels that's filled with meth users. And they've had a couple of big meth busts over there. They had a murder over there. It's a great place to be. So one of my next door neighbors, someone was taking a rock trying to break into the passenger side window of their car. So I live next to a door to a couple of gals who are probably in their early 20s, and they got one of those ring units. So I got one, and let me tell you, this thing, it goes off constantly. In fact, I have to set it on silent at night, but it makes sort of a doorbell type of thing. It just went off, so let's see what this is. It's motion at 8:42 is probably one of the neighbors, or nope, it's a car going by. So there you go. That's a car parking here. Huh. Not a usual car, so people must be having someone over. All right. Very good. Yeah, these ring things are really something. Thanks, Raleigh, for the reminding on the thumbs up. I really appreciate it. Remember, sharing is caring. So yeah, so I've got to look at plastic bags because I've got to start shipping these things at some point. I've got to sort of put together a deal. I have watched Dan's Fish does a video on shipping fish. Yeah, my next door neighbors, they're gals who are just out of college. I'm guessing they're 22, 23. And 4x18 and 6x18 for most. Thank you very much, Ambist. I really appreciate that. And so it's then on the other end of the thing, there's a couple other gals who are in their, I'm guessing early 20s, and they're like vapors. And by the way, if you vape, fine with me. I don't care. It's your, if you want to vape, vape. Okay, it's goofy. When I see people taking a big drag on a vape machine, I just find it weird. Melvin, how are you? I get it. People love it. I had a guy that I worked with when I worked in San Antonio, and he had that thing going at all times. He goes, "Yeah, I quit cigarettes off it," which is great. But he'd be taking the drag on, just that mist going in the air. It's just, again, seems weird to me, very weird. But but again, if I just don't understand it. And by the way, most of the people getting sick from the vaping, which has now turned into the world's biggest health crisis, most of the vape sick people have been vaping weed and marijuana oil, which gums up their lungs. We have like 500,000 people die a year from cigarettes. In Missouri, so far this year, there's been 700 deaths on the highway. 5 people die from vaping and people go bonkers. By the way, every death is a tragedy. It's awful. It's terrible. But this is being the big thing. Yeah, it makes no sense at all. Yeah, THC, very well could be a part of it, Melvin. I don't know what the whole deal is. Is that if weed is becoming legal everywhere, Missouri's getting medical marijuana next year. But it's just marijuana is going to be legal in nearly every state in the next couple of years. Just watch it, except for Mississippi and Alabama. They'll fight the trend. Well, they're upset, about Juul because they have flavors. And what's going on from there? Oh, I hinted at this on Monday's live stream. You know what I gave out for Halloween? What treat I gave away? I gave out individually wrapped prunes. You want proof? I'll show it right now. Hold on 1 second. Be right back. I'll be right back. Hold on. Prunes. Individually wrapped prunes. Why did I give them away? Number one, it's the joy of giving. I had a blast. And the look on the faces of the little kiddos, as I said, you want a prune? The little nodding and stuff like that. Yeah, some of them cried. Some smiled because they didn't know what the hell they were getting. But prunes are really good. Valley fish. Yeah, it's legal in Mexico as well. You know what they legalized in? It's in the process of becoming legal in Mexico. Cocaine. Do you know what? My house has not been egged. I've not been toilet papered, and I wouldn't care because it's a rental. Just call the landlord and say, hey, people were egging the building. I don't know what happened. Nothing to do with prunes. But the look on their faces was really cool. It was great. Hey, you know what? I think people need to go into like the drug business just to fund their fish fandom. I'm going to tell you something about health benefits and intoxicants. Is that obviously marijuana does help glaucoma. Okay? And and if you're on chemo, it works really well. Allows you, it gives you energy, it gives you an appetite. That's great. But this general standard rule is this, and I will occasionally have a beer. I had one beer this week. I went crazy. I'll occasionally buy a bourbon or a good tequila or something like that and sip on that occasionally after work. But intoxicants don't do anything. It doesn't help anything. It doesn't create productivity. I'll just tell you that I get home and I have a bourbon right when I walk in, or a tequila or a vodka tonic or a beer. What am I getting done in the fish room? I'm going to eat and I'm just going to chill out. And there's nothing wrong with doing that. But it's like, for me, it's just I end up having the beer and I don't want to do anything. I just want to chill out. And of course, I have my little guy I have to play with. He's on the floor, by the way. Bolo's on the floor playing with his stuffed candy corn. He loves it. Absolutely loves it. Hey, 14 in, 11 thumbs up. Thank you very much. Hey, Select Bet, welcome. Welcome to the live stream. And New England Endler in the live stream. Thank you so much. 44 Mag Guy. Wow, everybody. How are you? Thank you for coming. I really appreciate having you here. So it's thanks for the tip on the baggies, Ambus. I'll look into those, and I'm gonna just have to pick some up, and I'm gonna have to pick up that styrofoam thing, and begin to build around deals to ship fish, because the day is coming where I'm gonna have to do it. Because my LFS, they're not equipped to take care of what I go through. I'm gonna have to I'm gonna be on Saturday. I'm gonna be in Springfield for a fish auction, and I'm gonna stop into a couple of the fish stores while I'm down there, sort of quiz them on what I can trade with them. Normally, you want fish room credit, which is great. I can get frozen food. I can get stuff like that. So it's good stuff. So, what did you guys get done in the fish room today? Anything exciting? I didn't order anything online today for the fish room, which is, I swear to you, it's, I'll go through, I'll put as much, I'll go, oh, I need that. Oh, yeah. Anybody in the same plan that I am? You just have to go out and just say, wow, I really love that. And just dig in. Now, CBD oil is legal in Missouri, which is supposedly THC free. I have chronic pain because of my brain aneurysm. So I picked up, I went to like the health food store. It's either the health food store or the vaping shops that sell CBD oil. And if you really feel good about going in to the vape store saying, hey, which CBD is good for my my pain? No, so you go to the health food store. They have no idea what's going on there. They have none. But you feel better because the health food store, they sell vitamins and hey, GRB Aquatics, I'm moving a few fish around. Hey, good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah, well, it's they have, one of my cousins was telling me he lives in uh Portland, and they have legal weed there. There's so much weed being grown in California and in Oregon and Washington State. They're selling it, they're basically giving it away. There's too much of it. So it'll all work out in the end, but because it's like supply and demand. But again, it's just my whole deal about intoxicants. We just don't need anymore. We have plenty. And the deal is about booze, which does a lot of damage, but it's legal as well. It's been legal forever. It's more socially acceptable than weed or coke or heroin. By the way, can you really be sort of like a casual heroin user? Have you ever met that person? Yeah, I can usually take some heroin. Once a week or so, I'll get together with my buddies and we'll shoot up some heroin. No, nobody's. If you take heroin, you're the guy sitting on the street corner with a sign saying, "I have 4 kids and I need to feed them. God bless." Or the sign saying, "Stuck. My car broke down and I'm a traveler. God bless." They all say the same thing, and they're all shooting up heroin or taking meth or something like that, or on the crack. Crack is, I don't think it's as popular as it used to be. Cocaine, powder cocaine, apparently is making a big comeback, so that's good, I think. Um, Let's see here. I don't know. I'm fried. So I spoke to this group, a community group tonight for work. It was nice. It was like there was a dinner. There was probably 500 people there. I'm new to the area, so I don't know a lot of people yet, but I knew 3 people there. 3, which is a heck of a deal. A client for the company I work for was there, and some people I met, they were there. It was nice. It was a good time, and they were doing a fundraising auction, and I didn't stay for that. I sort of snuck out, and mainly because I said I'd be here at 8:30. I had to walk Bolo. It was 7:45, and it was a half hour to get home, so that's what I did. So it was good. It was good. I had a nice time. Good people. So that was great. Um, Terry's Tropical Fish Tanks is here. Hey, welcome to the live stream. Let's see here. Today was exciting for me. It is the first official day of the reef. Well, base rock is done. Live rock in place 2. Clowns and a purple tip hammer coral. Very cool. Very cool. One of these days I'll go salt. I when I was in college, I had a boss who kept salt tanks. And this guy was really serious into freshwater and salt water. That's why I liked working for him. Saltwater and freshwater tanks. He basically just had salt water at this point. He put a huge aquarium, like a 300-gallon aquarium, between 2 rooms in his home. And he went and put like $3,000 worth of saltwater fish in there, which, as they want to keep saltwater, that ain't tough to do. He put them in, and they were dead in 24 hours. And he just said, "Well, I thought I had enough live rock. I thought I had enough this, enough that. I had a $1,200 filtration system. You know, I'm glad you love your guppies, Terry's Tropical Tanks. Guppies. Um, so that's a treat and a half. And yeah, you see, that's the deal about saltwater. I think I would dig the live rock and the corals. It just seems like a rabbit hole I don't want to go down at this point. And I've got guppies. I'm adding aquariums of guppies. I'm gonna have my place could be completely filled with them. That's Bolo coughing. He has congestive heart failure, so that's why he's coughing. He's on medicine. He's doing well with it. Doesn't cough nearly as much as he used to. So that's good news. And so let's see here. Yeah, $3,000 down the toilet. This guy had cash though. I feel he had a lot of money. He still has a lot of money. And yeah, you see, GRB Aquatics, I know it is. I know it. I see myself going down the saltwater rabbit hole. And the thing I like about guppies more than anything else is sort of the genetic stuff. Is working on strains, coming up with stuff like that. Hold on. Guess who wants to come up? Oh, yeah. Yep. So Bolo wanted, and he doesn't jump up on the furniture. He doesn't jump down really either. I can leave him up here, and he'll just sit there. He may bark until I put him down, but he'll stay right there. Did my boss do the water conditions of bacteria in the bottle? I'm guessing he did, but I'm guessing I think what his deal was is that he thought that He got the best filtration he could get at the time, all that sort of stuff, you know. Oh, I'm sorry about your E300. You see, I love again, Fluval is like the the Lexus of fish stuff. I'm not gonna pay. If all of a sudden I won the lottery tonight, would I all of a sudden put Fluval everywhere? Probably. I don't have that much money, and so I buy cheap heaters, and my rule is that if I have to take them out, if I'm moving or I have to take them down, I throw out the heater. It's cheap. It's a cheap one. I do not have a heater in my fish room that I paid more than $15 for. I think I paid less than $15 for the 300 watt one that's in my 55 gallon. That's it. And what? What? See how spoiled this dog is? What? You want to be hugged? Are you hungry? See, this is how spoiled my dog is. You just want to be hugged. See, I was home all day except for I was out for about an hour, and otherwise he was on my lap all day long. I went out for this thing. I left at 4:45 and got home at about 8:10 and 8:15, and otherwise he's been with me all day long. What? What? You have water? You hungry? And by the way, if you've ever seen the movie Gremlins, listen to the noise he makes and look at the look on his face. What? Yeah, my little bossy doggy. Do you want to go for a walk? Is this what the deal is? Okay, gang, I've got to take him out. Tomorrow we have a video coming out at 10. One of you guys gave me a great idea about how to get rid of snails, so I tried it out, and I appreciate you guys being here. And so Monday we'll have our normal time live stream. Tomorrow, video about the snail thing, that idea that one of you guys gave me, and I forget who did it. And I should have written it down at the time, but I followed through with the idea. So again, thanks for watching, gang. I really appreciate it. We'll see you tomorrow with the video, and then on Monday with the live stream, and I appreciate it.